All right, guys, so let's talk about mindset, okay? Because before you actually start doing the work, rolling up your sleeves and going gung-ho, trying to get your money back, I want you to get the right, perfect mindset, which will help you get your money back. So there's a couple of reasons that I would elucidate why I've been very, very successful in helping my clients get money back from developers or unpaid bills or so on and so forth, okay? It's a never give up. Hope you can see this. Okay, you can't see up, but let's do it like here. It's a never give up attitude, okay? And something that you all know, persistence, okay? Now, you might think that it's the same thing. In my personal opinion, it's not the same thing, and I'll break it down for you. The reason I say this is, listen to this very carefully. When I was growing up, I became somebody who was very good at finding things in the house, right? So we were a large family, large house. Anything that my parents or my brothers or sisters have misplaced, at the end of the day, it would fall on me to go and find it. And what I discovered, I transferred this on to one of my children. And the key trait to be able to find anything in this world, what I have found, is to have this, a never give up attitude. Attitude is important, you know, and this is how I've transferred this to one of my kids, because one of my kids is very good at finding things as well. And bless her, I was able to actually pass this on to her and say, look, if you ever want to succeed in finding something, the one thing that you need to do is never give up. And she actually talks to me like this: hey dad, I found this, and do you know how I found it? Because I never give up. Okay, so that's a mental attitude. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in just a little bit. Persistence, in my personal opinion, has more to do with action. Okay, you need to be able to have this as an attitude. Okay, all right, my suit, and then this in terms of action, right? So if you have a never give up attitude and then have persistence to follow through on things, means keep taking action. I'm not going to guarantee this to you, but I'm very sure, very confident that you're going to end up getting your money back, or a very good settled solution, okay? Now, I'm going to talk about 5 other traits that you must have, okay? Now I'm going to give you analogies of animals, so that you're going to be it's going to be easy for you to remember. So when you're in the midst of that negotiation with the developer or the developer's representative trying to get your money back, what I need you to do is think along these traits. So the number one first trait that I want you to have is think that you are a lion. Every man has it within him at certain times to be brave, to be that warrior, to be somebody who nobody can dare stand in front, right? Because here was you who got convinced on a certain project, right? Perhaps you did your due diligence, and then with all fairness and goodwill and good faith handed over your money, okay? I personally believe you're a victim, okay? You're a victim of your circumstances, being defrauded, so on and so forth. If I picture you, the picture is meek. It's a weak picture. But you gotta break out of this, right? You gotta break out of this shell, and what you need to now do is be a lion, be brave, unafraid to to do your best to get your money back, okay? What does a lion do? He is courageous, doesn't show. Sometimes a lion's kind of stupid as well, right? Because a lion would pretty much jump into any situation, right? If there's a hunter with a gun, right? Lion's not going to assess and run away. He's going to attack the hunter, even if the hunter shoots. You got to have that ferociousness within you, and you got to bring it alive, because you're going to say, I'm going after my money, come hell or high water, right? So you got to think like that. The second thing, the trait that you must have, is that of a fox. Now, I'm not saying being a fox or being cunning like a fox necessarily is a good thing, but listen, you're going to be dealing with a developer, somebody who does this day in, day out, especially if they're unscrupulous, or if they do wrong things, or they deliberately do wrong things, especially with tier 2 and tier 3 developers, okay? They're going to be able to outfox you. So while you're very courageous and you're going to go forth with full courage to get your money back, you're going to have to think like a fox, okay? So you're going to think like a fox, cunning, couple of steps forward. You're going to have to think, okay, if I do this, what does the developer do this? Why are they telling me this? What is their reaction? You're going to have to think like a fox to be able to get to your end benefit, which is money back for you, okay? The third animal trait that you need to have is you need to be ferocious like a wolf, right? So dogs are tame, lions are courageous, foxes are cunning, but wolves are ferocious. They can put the fear of death in you because they're magnificently built and they're big, but they're scary, right? So you're going to have to adopt a demure, a behavior of a wolf who's actually going to be ferocious. Because why is this important? Because in your dealing with the developer, while you're trying to get your money back, you have to understand you're fearless. Okay, so you've got a lion's courage. They got to understand you're smart, but they also have to understand that you're ferocious. If the developer doesn't play ball with you, or they don't do what is going to please you with a win-win situation or a solution, you might bite off somebody's head. Well, don't do that. Or you might bite off somebody's leg. Well, don't do that. Or you might go to the press. Well, don't do that in the beginning. Or you might go to Riva. Well, you don't go do that in the beginning. You might stand in their office downstairs and shout at every customer that comes out what a thief this developer has been, how bad they've been, right? So she's like fearless in a ferocious way. Like how you might react, they just don't know, right? So you want to be ferocious like a wolf, right? My second last is you want to be like the ant, okay? So why the ant? Because the ant works and takes action tirelessly. The ant does not build up to taking one specific action and then say, boom, I'm done, I'm going home. Have you ever seen ants like try to transfer a sack full of rice from wherever the rice is stored, like a warehouse, all the way to where the ant hill is, their home is, right? They go like miles and miles and miles. And when we were small, there was a story that I don't know how the story goes, but essentially speaking, if you saw an ant trying to go somewhere and you picked it up and you kind of threw it away, which is not a good thing to do, but if you did that, lo and behold, after a little while, you'll see the same ant going down the same path. And that's the kind of persistent action that I was talking about, you're going to have to take, essentially speaking. This is what you're going to have to be. So you're going to be courageous like a lion. You're going to be cunning like a fox. You're going to be ferocious like a wolf. And you're going to be persistent like an ant. Last but not the least, could be the beginning, you're going to be your human self, right? So we started with you and we're ending with you. Why? Because obviously you're blessed with the best in terms of your mindset, and what you need to be able to do is get to a point or a position where you're going to have all these qualities coming together to push forward to get your money back to you. Does that make sense to you? Oh, one more thing that you absolutely must do. if you've got Netflix, I need you to see season 1, 2, and 3 of this. It's a law firm drama, right? I'm not encouraging you to go and binge watch just for the heck of it, but I need you to watch. I need you to watch this because it's going to start helping you think like a fox in some ways, a lion in some ways, a wolf in some ways, an ant in some ways, and a human. And it's going to be super, super, super important to get you your money back.